I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna show you how to do your makeup really good. Joker makeup tutorial, that's what I'm talking about. Broseph David showing you all my little tips, techniques, products, everything you're gonna need to know to be Mr. J. So buckle up, because it's gonna be a long ride. The first thing we're gonna do to become the Joker is we're gonna hide these thunders. We're gonna hide our eyebrows. And we're gonna do that with Elmer's purple glue sticks. These dry on clear, which is really nice so you know when they're done. Brow brush comb combo to kind of lay the hair the way we want. And we're gonna use a butter knife to kind of smooth it out. So let's get right to it. Then we're gonna dry those eyebrows completely with this Ion hairdryer I got at Sally Beauty. Check it out. It's a ninja stealth mode. Now the thing I love so much about Elmer's purple glue sticks is when they dry and clear, so you know when they're ready. It's not like, hey, is my microwave good enough? Did it heat my food up enough? It's like, no, I know it's ready, so that really helps. The thing about the hairdryer, and the reason why I went with this Whisper Outlet Quiet Ion one, is because you don't want it to be too hot on the brows. You don't want it to be too intense, because it's like right on your eyes and you start sweating. So this has a nice kind of a cool mode, and it's very quiet, it's very gentle on the face. It doesn't hurt you whatsoever. I can keep my eyes open, and that's super important, I think, when you're doing the eyes for the Joker. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna powder the eyes and then do another layer of glue. I'm using white powder here, and we're just gonna lightly go over it. Now we're gonna go back over it with a knife very carefully. We don't wanna pull on the glue, we just wanna make sure it's nice and smooth. So I'm gonna dry it, I'm gonna powder it, I'm gonna go one more time on the glue to really cover them. When I started, I was like, oh, let's just use a little bit. And like, no, your eyebrows will still show. So now that they're dry again, I'm gonna powder them again, and then we're gonna do one more layer of glue, and then dry it again, and then we should be ready to move on to the next step. Yeah, I'm doing a Jack Frost cosplay now. You know, just really getting that Jack Frost on, you know? I'm using a Palladio foundation primer. Just gonna work that primer into the skin. It's just very important that you prime your face before you start applying your foundation. Do it. Don't not do it. Do it not. Make sure you do your ears and your neck as well, as you will be covering it in makeup. All right, that's all ready to go. We're gonna let that dry, that primer dry, and now we're gonna get back on the eyebrows one last time. Brows. We're gonna do another layer of powder, and then we're gonna conceal them. Go stealth mode. And now we're gonna use Kat Von D Lock It Concealer in Light 18. I'm spinning it so fast you can't even see it. That's just what I do. Just a little dab will do ya. Then after applying all that, we're just gonna kind of blend it out lightly with this foundation brush. Then we're just gonna kind of lightly powder. And now it's time to contour. We're gonna contour the nose, the cheeks, kind of right here, the head, around the hairline, and also the chin area, and bring it down to kind of really set out the bone structure. I'm using Buxom Hot or Yacht. It's a really sweet dark gray eyeshadow. I know it's an eyeshadow, but I'm using it to contour because the cool tones of the eyeshadow mix really well with the Joker's white face. All right, we're gonna start with the nose. I'm using this nice little wispy, thin one right here. We're gonna contour the nose kind of from the inside eyebrow all the way down, like that. Here we go. Long, narrow Joker nose, and then once you have the lines, you're actually going to smooth it down the side of your nose to really sink that in. Now I'm going to kind of smooth it out, blend it out a little bit with this other contour brush. It's the fluffier one. Now, it's important to try to make yourself look as close to the Suicide Squad Jared Leto Joker as possible for this, so we have to contour. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically create the face shape we want by contouring it. The Joker's face is kind of very sunken in. It's got a very long chin, kind of deep lines right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of contour here and all the way down to give us the look and shape that he has. This is a tricky part. You basically got to find your jawline, and the best way to do it is by making a ridiculous fishy face. We're gonna go all the way back to the ear, and then kind of curves down. That's a little bit of a harsh line, so I'm gonna blend that down. I'm using a contour brush right here, but I'm also kind of pinching it to make a little thinner line so it's not too thick. It helps if you start right here in the kind of crease in your cheek, the kind of indent. Find that spot, kind of hit that, and then work up and bring yourself down. Contouring takes practice. We're also going to go along the jawline, and we're going to hit this area up here as well. So let's actually start with the forehead. I don't want too much on here, and we're just kind of pulling up like this to kind of create that indent. Kind of want to go under here like that. Start all the way up the ear. Cut down. Connecting to this patch right here, which is where we're gonna really darken it so that when you look at the camera, everything else is kind of just hidden back, and then the parts that we want to really focus on, especially the smile, are gonna pop. If you overdo the contour a little bit, you can always blend it out and smooth it out. But you definitely don't want to go too light or you're not going to get that intense bone structure. Kind of bring it down on my neck a little bit, so when I look at the camera, the face really pops out. Alright, let's take a look at that. I'm going over the bottom neck again with the fluffy brush, a little more contour to really kind of darken that and create a good separation of the face from the neck. Go along the hairline, and the reason why we're going to do that is to really make the hairline and that kind of stick out and the face stick forward. The Joker has a very intense forehead, nose, and smile. Once again, we're kind of squishing the brush. This is not too intense. We don't want to go too hard on this. Really work up in that upper corner of the forehead there. Mine goes back a little bit, so we're going to kind of work the contour in there to darken that and really bring the Joker's forehead forward. Use a Lorac highlight kit, and it also has Broseph contours as well, but I'm going with the dark gray contour because of the cool tones of the Joker's face. I'm going to use a beige highlight. Beige highlight. And we're going to do this. I kind of highlight under our eyes like this, on the cheekbone. We're going to do around the lips and the chin. Really, I think important to get the chin. Right down the middle. And I like to do a little bit of the forehead as well to help make that pop. Not too intense, just make it stand out from the rest. Kind of in that diamond pattern as well. Kat Von D Liquid Lock-It Foundation in the palest color. Not exactly sure what color name that is. It's just the lightest one you could possibly get. And I'm going to use this handy dandy little foundation brush that I picked up for super inexpensive at Sally Beauty. And we're going to work that in. A little secret I learned from my sisters is you're going to put the foundation on your hand like so you don't overdo it. And then you're just going to, you're going to dab it. You're going to dab it in to your face. So let's get to blending. going ham! Now we're gonna put it on the forehead, on your nose. See, look at this though. It's already coming together. It's amazing what foundation can do and how it completely hides the contour, yet at the same time, you can still see the dark lines popping out. And my face, I feel like it's already starting to look more like the Joker. Dab it, dab it on. It's my new hit single. It's called Dab It On. We don't actually dab, we just put on foundation. Gotta stop making up cheesy songs. It's getting to be gosh dang ridiculous. When I was over at Sally Beauty the other day grabbing some more of my Joker hairspray, I was like, I need brushes. And the really nice lady who was working there was like, oh, well, here's some brushes that are really popular. And I saw this thing and I was like, that looks kind of weird, but why the heck not try it? And I am loving it. Work it in the hairline. A little bit more. All right, we're looking great. Now we're gonna do the ears, and I'm gonna bring it down the neck just a little bit, kind of where this this line right here is on my neck, kind of the Adam's apple. Then when I do the body, I'll bring the body paint up to that point, and I'll kind of lightly blend it in, but I don't want to overdo it. So we're just gonna bring it down here. So even if you didn't do the body, you definitely don't want to just be like face and neck. You at least want to blend it down. Yes, you do want to do your ears the same color. You don't want to have drastic differences from your face to your ears and your neck. Really blending it in, working into the hairline. A secret little trick I picked up is to really open your eyes, which is great for photo and video and just, you know, all the time, is we're gonna go on the eyelashes with this eyeliner pen, and we're actually gonna kind of go up along them, and not quite mascara, it's just a way to make them a little bit darker, make them pop more, and it opens your eyes more. So here's how it goes. So now we're gonna draw the bottom of our eyes. Like you can see, I've already started right here. We're doing eyeliner. I got Black Ice MAC Cosmetics eyeliner. This is also gonna really set the eyes, give us that evil kind of Joker glare. Now I'm using this smudger brush that I got at Sally Beauty to kind of smudge it a little bit so it's not so intense. Now we're gonna do the Joker eyeshadow. I've got 3 colors I like to use. I've got a maroonish color, I've got a deep dark purple, I've got like a gray, dark gray black ice color. And I'm gonna start with the red one, and I'm basically going to use this dual shadow brush right here. We're gonna use the smaller side. Get that top. Now smudge it down. Now we're gonna move on to the purple. Same thing. Oh, this one's gonna be more focused on the upper part of the eye to really darken that. I'm also gonna go a little bit more on the inside of my eye right here. I'm also kind of winging it out a little bit towards the outside. I like it. I think that makes sure the kind of Joker's intensity of his eyes get a little bit wider and almost more like a supervillain mask. And now we're gonna go over it with the dark gray / black. This time I'm only gonna use the fluffy side of the brush. I'm gonna really shake out the brush like so that it doesn't go on too dark. I'm gonna start with the upper part of the eye. Now we're gonna go over the eyes with the dark gray eyeshadow. I'm gonna use this fluffy side of the brush. We're gonna shake out the brush like so it's not too intense. Now if you do your eyes a little bit too intense, a little too dark, you can take that foundation brush and lightly go over it again. Just kind of gently patting it in. kind of take away some of the intensity. We're going to start with the J, which is on this side of the cheek. Now, this is kind of the method I have to use. Kind of get up real nice and close. And it's kind of like we start at the J here, and we're going to kind of swoop up, come down, bring it to the point, and up again. So like this. Yeah, baby. Go back over a little bit, just a little bit the foundation, so it's very subtle. Next, we're going to do the eye scratch, which goes up and down here. I'm going to do the lips. I've got a dark purple Vino color MAC Cosmetics lip lining pencil. Kind of fill it in like that. Alright, now once you finish drawing your lips first with that dark purple pencil, we're going to go back over it with the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the Outlaw color. Now you can technically use any lipstick you want. This is just the shade and the style I like, and I think it gives it a really nice look, especially when it's put over the purple drawn lips first. Don't go all the way to the corner on the bottom side, but you can on the top, otherwise it'll start smearing real bad. Rub it together. And that's the Joker smile. That was our setting powder, and we're just kind of going over it lightly to just kind of set everything and help it stay nice and smooth. Now we're gonna use this setting spray. I've got a new one called Get Locked. I got it from Sally Beauty. It's freaking awesome. You just basically gonna kind of spritz your face all over and your lips and eyes as well. Just close your eyes first. You don't want it in your eyes. And then that will help the makeup stay and not smudge, not smear. We're gonna do that before we put on the final tattoos. And now to make my hair Joker green, we're gonna use first BTZ Beyond the Zone Retro Vinyl hair paste to get to lay nice and smooth and flat like that. I've already worked it in. And then we're gonna go over that with the Color Bombz Zoner Green hair dye spray. This stuff is phenomenal. It's only like $6 a can. You can get it at your local Sally Beauty or on their online store. What you're gonna need is you're gonna need a nice little guide like this to kind of protect your forehead so you don't have green face. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can always ask a friend or family member to help you out. But with the guidelines, this stuff is super easy to use. You can definitely pull it off. So shake it, shake it. I'm gonna use Ben Nye White Body Cream for the neck and the body. We're gonna use this little triangle sponge here, and we're gonna work it in. Now once we got the body cream on, we're going to set it with baby powder. We're going to use a kind of a wispy brush to kind of just lightly dust it on. So I've got my baby powder in the little bowl right here, little baby powder bowl, little baby bowl. I'm just going to powder that on. We're going to finish all that with the Get Locked setting spray from Sally Beauty. We're basically just going to spray it all over the body, kind of evenly, not too intense. We're going to let that dry, and then we can draw on the tattoos. Now for the tattoos, I do damage, the cards, and the skull as temporary tattoos. Then I'm gonna draw on the ha-ha-has and all the other stuff. I'm gonna show you what I use to do that. I had these custom made for me. I highly recommend you doing that. It's super easy. Get a really talented artist, or if you can't do it yourself, draw it out, sketch it out, print it out onto temporary tattoo paper, which you can buy multiple places, and then you can just put them on. It's super easy. I'm gonna use Mayron liquid makeup to draw on the rest of the tattoos. A little more on there. The cool thing about the Joker's tattoos though is that they are kind of random, scratchy, kind of, you know, chaotic, a little anarchy. So that really works, and that is how we do the tattoos. The Joker, you put right here. The smile, you'll cut down here. So smile, you would start right under the belly button, and you cut it like so. And you just fill that in. The Joker is gonna be about here and about here. I'm going to spare you guys the hassle of watching me apply that for the next, 2 or so hours. Definitely takes a little while, especially if you want to get it as close to accurate as possible. Here's Joker. Oh, he knows it upside down herself. And for all the people saying, there's too many Jokers and Harleys for Halloween. Why can't we all just have a little fun? No, seriously though. Girls love a red lip. He did it! Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me for all these minutes. Oh gosh, it was so long. It was way longer for me though, trust me. I had to shorten it down. When I just imported just the clips that I wanted to use, it was still an hour and a half, and I was like, an hour and a half. Oh jeez. But seriously though, thank you so much for watching. If you're not already following me on Instagram, add me up on there. It's at Broseph David. Also make sure you're following my sister at Heidi Matrix and my little sister at Lil Shooty. I'll put all the links down there. Is it still called a moonwalk if you do it front ways? No, it's not.